Welcome to the National Consortium for Societal Resilience. I'm Beth and I participated in NCSR's annual conference. NCSR brought to the conference a diverse group of young people from Scotland, Manchester and London. We shared our views of resilience to disruptions and talked about what young people can do on this topic, how to engage us and what not to do. This video is from the perspective of the resilience professionals who participated in the conversations with us. From the 10 young people involved, we hope you enjoy it and we hope to see you at next year's conference.
A proud moment today, a really proud moment. So today, this is my 4th conference, and from the very first conference I attended to see us talking about this whole society approach to resilience, and then a few years later we're talking about young people. So to have the young people on stage today, you're starting to see how the conference is growing. But I think for me personally, when we started up the Blackburn Kitmel Resilience Group, it was in response to supporting the community during the pandemic. And the long-term aim was, how do we support the community long-term? And we always said, starting with the young people. So that journey began in the pandemic, and now we have young people on stage contributing to the National Society, talking about resilience. It's absolutely phenomenal.
We're really excited. So Martin Parham, who came in and gave a speech at UCS earlier in the year, has offered us the opportunity to come along with 4 pupils, and there was a lot of competition for places. So we asked pupils to apply for places, knowing how valuable this experience would be, and then they were selected. All the applications were so good that we put them into a random wheel and they selected the applicants from there.
How can we build young role models with young people? And is that actually a solution for our profession going forward, in that we have got research that shows that we're an ageing profession? So can we build young role models with young people who will eventually step in and become the professionals of the future?
I think it's important that the young people came today because it gives them a confidence boost. It shows them that they're being listened to, but I think more importantly, what they take from this is we hope to take it back to the community.
It's really nice for me to be able to kind of exhibit my work and the kind of things that I've done, not only at Manchester, but in the work that I've done in other countries with young people. I very much think that there's no point in doing academic work if it doesn't have an impact. And for me, I'm less interested in the academic work and more interested in the impact. The whole point of the session was about giving young people a voice. So the session wouldn't have been that important if we couldn't give young people a voice. So the very fact that we were able to bring people out of school, to bring people out of their day-to-day commitments and actually come and speak to 200 people was actually at the very core of what we were trying to do.
The beauty of this conference is the diverse number of people here.
I think engaging with climate change and resilience is really important, especially as many jobs in the future will be in this sort of sector. I think also from a geography point of view and from a teacher's point of view, pupils often struggle with understanding what resilience is and knowing how we can combat resilience. So allowing them to engage on this sort of level is providing them with the opportunity then to understand a bit more about what resilience means and also what impact they can have on resilience.
What I really liked, especially yesterday, was the sections on the young people. Because young people are often forgotten about. We talk about the vulnerable and at risk, and when we talk about them, we often talk about the elderly, the people who don't have the ability to evacuate themselves. But not enough people talk about young people in resilience, and with them maybe not being so vulnerable on the majority anyway, is they are in a position to help and to fill gaps that can't be filled by existing structures and agencies. So by utilising those young people and those youth organisations to do those tasks that they can do, things like fill sandbags, hand out water bottles, even if it's a case of they steward an evacuation route, they stand in the corner with a high vis on, telling people where to go to the rest centre. Anything that they can do, it's extra hands, and many hands make light work.
So we've got pupils from different classes here. So hopefully we can utilise some of the knowledge and experience that they've gained, and we as teachers who are watching have gained as well. And that will feed back into our own teaching. My hope from coming to this conference is very much that pupils will have more opportunities to engage with the university and with the conference in future. I know that the conference, this is the 4th edition, we're hopeful that it will be the 5th and we can bring more pupils back next year. But also then that those pupils that do come here can network and sort of build on those experiences to speak with other people and hopefully to gain more opportunities in the future and potentially inspire them to study geography.
And in terms of hoping for the future, I guess ultimately I think my first hope is that these organisations will start to, one, realise that they need to engage with young people, two, hopefully that they will actually reach out and start talking to young people, and three, that actually that will become a sustainable kind of relationship. It will become a long-term approach, that it's not just about producing things or doing things for them, it's about working with them and then potentially giving them the opportunities in the future to understand what it is that these organisations even do.
I think prompting the sorts of conversations that we've heard at this year's conference around families and around young people, it won't be just NCSR's responsibility for that to be realised, but what I can see is the sort of Jack Russell biting at the ankles of people, trying to get people to have the right conversation, and that is vital alongside the grassroots changes that our LRF partners and voluntary and community sector partners are doing on the ground.